Hi guys! Okay, home stretch for fundamentals of nutrition, and this video is about minerals. Now, getting your minerals might actually be more important than getting your vitamins, in the sense that we cannot make minerals in the body. We can make some vitamins in the body, like vitamin D. If we're getting enough sunlight, then it reacts with the cholesterol in our body and synthesizes vitamin D, which actually helps with the uptake and utilization of calcium. So if you want to make sure you're absorbing your calcium, get enough vitamin D, which comes from things like sardines, yum, and the sun. Also, with vitamins, we can make some B vitamins in the body, like B2, riboflavin, B5, pantothenic acid, and also B12. B12 is an important one. If we have healthy gut flora and lots of good bacteria in our gut, then we can actually make those vitamins with our intestinal bacteria. However, with minerals, we can't make those. We have to get them from food or supplements. And our food, like I've mentioned in the past, is only as nutrient dense as the soil it's grown in. If the soil is depleted of things like selenium and zinc and iron, then it's not going to be in our food. So when we eat those foods, over time, we're not getting those trace minerals that we need and those macro minerals that we need, like in larger amounts, like calcium and magnesium. These are the macro minerals. And then you've got the trace minerals that you only need a little bit of, but you really need that little bit, and we're just not getting that little bit anymore because it isn't in our soil. So very important to look into a supplement, perhaps. Especially if you start to find yourself having some of the symptoms that the deficiency of these minerals creates, like thyroid issues, not getting enough iodine. That comes from things like seaweed, sea vegetables, lots of fish have iodine, zinc deficiencies, copper deficiencies. Well, we may not be deficient in copper because we are using a lot of copper pipes, so it may actually go the other way. Whole other story. But when it comes to zinc, zinc is crucial for mucus production. And if you remember several videos ago, if we have proper mucus lining in our stomach, then we're going to be able to produce hydrochloric acid, which is super acidic, and it allows us to break down a lot of our food, like the proteins. It also helps to break down bits of some fat. And if we don't have enough mucus, well, then our body isn't going to produce lots of hydrochloric acid because it's super acidic. And zinc is crucial for this mucus production. Another component of hydrochloric acid is chlorine, not pool water. That is a completely different version of chlorine. But chlorine is a component of hydrochloric acid. So just starting to put these things together. And if you want to get enough chlorine, which is also an electrolyte actually, and you don't want to be drinking pool water, which you shouldn't be doing, you can eat things like celery and olives, again, sea vegetables. Also, good quality sea salt has some chlorine in it. I want to talk a little bit about calcium, because I think a lot of us have grown up being told, drink your milk, it's got lots of calcium. And yes, that is true. It has lots of calcium. However, what's important in order for our body to actually utilize and absorb that calcium, we need magnesium, because magnesium keeps calcium soft. It keeps it in solution, really. And it allows us to actually use that calcium. And if we're not getting enough magnesium, then the calcium starts to calcify. And we don't absorb it, and we start to see things like osteoporosis. Interesting that this side of the world actually has the highest consumption of milk, highest consumption of calcium supplements, highest rates of osteoporosis. Also, really important, the ratio between calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. And it needs to be about 2:1:1. Like it's pretty similar ratios. But the thing is with cow's milk, calcium is like way up there in the ratio and super low in magnesium. So it's very unbalanced. And with phosphorus, phosphorus is put into things like soft drinks and sodas. So we're also getting a lot of phosphorus, which is really important for bone formation and bone health and joint health. But if we're getting too much phosphorus, then it starts to make our bones porous. And again, osteoporosis. So we're getting lots of calcium, lots of phosphorus from things like sodas and colas, but we're not getting enough magnesium. Magnesium comes from things like leafy greens, vegetables, and also if we're eating all of these vegetables that are grown in soil that's deficient in magnesium, then how are we going to get our magnesium? And this is where smart supplementation comes in. So I'll probably do a whole other video on supplementation as I get further into my course. Right now I want to be careful about how much I prescribe in these videos, but just a little food for thought. So thanks for watching, guys.